The following program is rated MA and may contain themes that may not be appropriate for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hip-hop, trendsetters, the school of hard knocks and that attitude ever. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of the best. Holding the mic as I'm yelling out D-Generation X. I will remember it. I never forget it. We come a pretty long way. There's so much I can say. It's never really gone away.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and chicks, it is Monday night. It is time for some Monday Night Raw and the Raw Patrol. What a weekend it was with Saturday night's main event and NXT Battleground taking place. OMD, I didn't get to talk to you at all this weekend. What have you caught so far?
I've seen bits and pieces of Saturday night's main event. I had family obligations Saturday night, so I did have it on my phone. But I did miss. I caught up to the entrances of John Cena and R-Truth. And I did see the end of the main event. I, again, caught bits and pieces of Battleground. I addressed this. This was a huge, huge weekend in all of wrestling, not just WWE.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about the other promotion right now because we are talking WWE tonight.
I'm not talking about just the other promotion because there was a second promotion that had some massive events, and they were represented last night as well at Battleground.
Yeah, with Mike Santana showing up.
Yep.
But this was Saturday night's main event, man. This was a hell of a show.
Right. For me, and I will take into account the fact that they only had 2 hours and a little bit. It's not, 3 hours for a Raw or 4 hours for a PLE. But it felt a little bit short. And, the matches didn't seem to be long enough for my taste, personally. But
here's the thing, though. When WWE leaves you wanting more, that's a good thing.
Right. As we are getting the recap on our screens of Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, with Bronson Reed being revealed as the third man. And
Right.
I got to laugh because I went back and watched a lot of people who do a lot of the reaction stuff that we do, similar to us.
Right.
There was a few that thought Bronson Reed was Jeff Cobb.
You know what? I can see it.
Yeah.
But Bronson Reed is just so
Reed is
much
a
more
bigger
talented.
dude. No, he's a bigger dude. They're both equally talented.
No, I prefer Bronson Reed. I think he's got more talent than JC. But we are now on the road to Money in the Bank. And tonight we have two huge triple threat qualifiers.
And our reigning world heavyweight champion, Jey Uso, walking into the house. Our reigning women's intercontinental champion walking in the building as well.
She looks absolutely stunning tonight.
Ooh, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor in that triple threat match. One of the triple threat matches.
Right.
The men's qualifier, and you just know that Sammy's going to want to get some kind of revenge after what happened on Saturday.
Oh, 100%. I actually, as I said on the locker room breakdown, there is history between all three of these men, but I have Finn Balor stealing the win.
And here's the thing. Going into that match, Sami only has CM Punk to back him up. Seth Rollins has got Braun Breaker, he's got Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. Finn Balor has Carlito, the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and now Roxanne Perez.
Potentially, yes, we will find out because Roxanne is not officially a member of the Judgment Day yet.
No, she never will be an official member. She was only being presented as someone who is going to be like an outsider to help them out. That's what Finn had said about her on Monday.
I am digging the new entrance at this venue.
It's the same entrance they've been using all weekend.
Oh, yeah, they're still in Tampa, aren't they?
Yeah. And they're using the venue that was the site of the 1995 Royal Rumble. Which I gotta say, like, I'm looking at the way they're shooting this right now versus the way they shot it in 1995. They they make the arena look much bigger than it actually is in this venue, because the Youngling Center is not a very big arena.
Right.
I'm having those moments, one of those moments right now where I'm stuffed, but I want to eat more. I ordered a pizza from Hunger Point today.
Oh, okay.
So, and you know me and Hunger Point, I like the pizza there. So
I've tried it once. I'm actually quite hungry. I just haven't had time to eat yet today. So
I ordered the meat lovers there. But it looks like our visionary Seth Rollins. Oh, Paul Heyman's got something to say. So I'm going to hold Paul Heyman to that promise and just wait for WrestleMania 45, where Braun Breaker is supposedly going to be the main event. By the way, I did acknowledge Seth Rollins, but not with the finger that you're supposed to acknowledge Roman Reigns with.
I can understand that. It's just not appropriate for us to put on air.
Hence why my arm moved out this way so you can't see it. Well, Seth Rollins laying his claim to the Money in the Bank.
Yes, he is.
I think it's entirely possible that he does win tonight's match, but he wouldn't be doing it just straight up 1, 2, 3. It'd be with the help of Bronson and
Absolutely, it
Braun.
would. Absolutely, it would. It would be the same thing with Finn, and I did say on the locker room breakdown that I think the Judgment Day has the numbers, but not the power to match up with Bronson and Braun.
Oh yeah, World Tag Team, another triple threat match, World Tag Team Championship triple threat match. Looking forward to this one for sure. And the unfortunate murder of Akira Tozawa is going to happen tonight.
Yes. As well, in our second Money in the Bank qualifier tonight, I actually have Chad Gable pegged to win it.
I don't even know who else is in it. Don't tell me.
Oh, okay.
I want to be surprised when they announce it. Oh, we got Penta making his way to the ring. I like just how much fun Penta has been having in the WWE since coming in.
Right.
Okay, so this is what we're... Oh, yeah. Yep, I remember this being announced actually last week now that I look at it.
See, I don't remember it being announced last week. I did find out about it last night.
Yeah, Adam Pearce told Gable that this match was happening.
Oh. But I do have Chad Gable actually winning this match, but I think Penta and Dragon Lee are going to absolutely blow the roof off of this place. I wouldn't be surprised at some point to see one of them do a 1600 flip out of a helicopter.
Mm-hmm. See, I think I'm going to go with Penta on this one because I kind of think you need somebody who can do some of the high spots in that ladder match.
Right. I'm 100% with you, but you've also got Dragon Lee in this match, but I think this is the one match where Chad Gable overcomes the difficulty he's had with luchadors.
Or maybe a luchador shows up and helps out with the win. A certain luchador who he's taking on at Worlds Collide. I'm talking about Vikingo.
Yes.
Because you need something to get that feud going, to get that going. And I don't think it's much of a trip to Tampa from Mexico for Vikingo.
Well, no, because I do believe that. Well, no, sorry. Vikingo was there at Saturday night's main event, was he not?
I can't remember.
And our boy Pete coming in. How we doing, Pete? Good to see you. He says, hey, fella's been lurking, but here now. Oh, I see how it is, buddy.
I misread like what I'm looking at the bottom of the screen. They're promoting Clash in Paris for August 31st. And then I saw tickets go on sale. And then I saw Monday, September 1st. I'm like, tickets are going on sale the day after the event?
Stranger things have happened, my friend.
Yeah, but I don't think people have put tickets on sale for an event they already had.
Believe it or not, it has happened.
Well, that's just stupid then.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what's not stupid. One of the rumored events that we heard about over the coming over the summer has been officially confirmed, and I'm looking forward to it. And that is Evolution 2 is happening.
100%. I was so excited to see that. It has been in the rumor mill for quite some time. And we finally got the official announcement. Pete's saying he thinks work would frown upon him ignoring the patients.
Yeah, they would. Oh, look, Vikingo's in the crowd.
There you go.
See, this is now why I firmly believe he's going to get involved in the match.
I don't know if he'll necessarily get involved, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Chad Gable go and try to provoke him.
Which would then make him get involved, because Vikingo will kick him in the head, just like he did at WrestleMania. This is going to be a hell of a match.
It is.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
You and me both.
Yeah, I knew they were going to fight over who gets to beat up Chad Gable. Now, if I'm Chad, oh, never mind. I was going to say, oh, he's going outside the ring anyways. I was going to say, if I'm Chad, I powder out.
Right?
One thing I'm noticing with Dragon Lee's gear here, he's not wearing LWO colors.
No, he is not.
He has been. He has worn LWO colors in the past, so it kind of makes me wonder if they're disbanding the LWO.
They might, just because you've got Ray out and hurt. Zelina's moved to SmackDown.
The only ones that are left is Walking Wild and Cruz del Toro. And to be fair, I need those guys more focused on the tag team title division.
Right? And Bobby coming in here saying, good evening, Chris Best and OMD. How we doing, Bobby? It's always a pleasure to have you here at the Raw Patrol. Great to see you. Thank you for stopping in.
Oh, that was cool.
Right?
Dragon Lee, for those who aren't watching, was going for basically he was going for a blockbuster. So I'm going to call it a slingshot blockbuster. But Chad Gable caught him and put him in a Northern Lights suplex, and it was gorgeous.
Bobby, good to see that you're doing well, and a big thank you. He has just gone and liked our video, just like every one of you can. You can go and like our videos on YouTube. It helps us out. And if you've got friends, tell them to go and check us out too. And click that like button. Click the notification button.
Oh, that, the referee needs to get in there right quick and check that.
Yep.
That looked messed up. But clearly, Chad Gable is fine because
they
unlike
unlike
the Zoe Stark incident, well,
yeah.
But geez, that looked rough.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, our well wishes are with Zoe Stark. That was a horrific injury that she sustained last week in the Women's Money in the Bank qualifier. Get well soon, Zoe. and get back in the ring.
I still haven't seen any updates on her, but if we do have anything, we'll let you guys know through Turnbuckle Talk.
Apparently, she's had her surgery.
Okay, OMD just totally disregarded what I said. I said we'll have updates for you on Turnbuckle Talk, dude. Anytime that I see like a knee injury or a knee maneuver, just like that dragon screw that looked pretty rough. I know it was safe, but it looked rough. It makes me cringe because of my past with my history of my past knee injury history.
Right.
That's why even in the ring, I was always afraid to take a dragon screw. I still took them, but I was afraid. I always do like the quick check to see if my knee is okay. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, Bobby, just answering you too. I'm doing well as well. My right shoulder's still not doing well though. Like I said, I was hoping that phone call would come today, but
well, you know what? We can always just hire Gunther to chop your shoulder back in. Maybe that'll help.
He'd probably make it worse.
Or you just wouldn't have a shoulder left.
Yeah. But I kind of need my shoulder, you know? If he can chop the muscle back to connecting with the rest of my body,
right?
Then yeah. Let's just put it this way. Remember when Billy Gunn tore his rotator cuff back in 2000?
Yep.
And how just severe that injury was, and it was off of just one maneuver. Because he took it was a kendo shot from, I think it was like Devon who gave it to him at No Way Out, and it just tore the rotator cuff clean off the bone.
Yep.
I now know what Billy Gunn is going through with that. Because Billy, if memory serves me correct, he missed out on 10 months of wrestling because of that.
Yeah, I don't quite remember how much, but yeah, he was out for quite some time.
Oh yeah, here comes Chad being distracted by Vikingo. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Where the hell did he come from?
I don't know. But what a smart maneuver by Gable to get out of the way.
Here's the thing. Gable had his back turned to him, so I don't know how the hell he would have heard him coming. And Chad Gable making the mistake of trying to attack Vikingo, just as you said was going to happen. You know Vikingo's going to find his way in there now. Uh-oh. You done ticked Penta off now there, Chad. Bobby Stats is saying he's rooting for Penta to take the win here. You know what? I said the same thing, Bobby. I said Penta to take the win. Mostly because I'd like to see him. He's going to be that high spots guy in the ladder match. He may not win it, but he's going to be that guy that's going to do that memorable spot. Beautiful power bomb from Dragon Lee there.
I think Chad may have folded over a little too much.
Folded up like an accordion, basically, on that one.
Right.
But I've got to say, I've in throwing my jackknife powerbomb, I've folded up people like accordions because of that too. Mostly
Right.
the lighter wrestlers, though.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting.
Wow.
Down come the straps. Chad Gable is a man on a mission right now, guys.
Chad Gable unleashing his inner Kurt Angle, his true Olympic hero. Wow, what a belly to belly toss there from.
Yeah, and there he is. I knew it. Boom, kick to the head. Oh, Chad is busted open.
Yes, he is. And you're going to get your Penta victory.
Yeah. I was the one who called out Vikingo showing up because of their announced match without even knowing that Vikingo was even in Tampa to begin with, because I don't remember seeing him on Saturday night. You know what I was thinking about, though? Like, we're looking at Vikingo, we're looking at Penta, we're looking at Dragon Lee, a lot of these Spanish wrestlers. And then last night at Battleground, it kind of makes sense for Mike Santana to show up.
Right?
I kind of get this vibe they're going to have a TNA match with Mike Santana on the show at Worlds Collide.
I could see it. And the big thing, like, I am excited for Mike Santana being at NXT and TNA.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Santana eventually make that move over and come up and team with his buddy from the Bronx in Damian Priest.
Oh, Roxanne Perez is being my dream woman right now, bringing a bunch of chicken tendies to Dom. Bring those chicken tendies my... Oh. Uh-oh.
You know what? So I explain it's actually okay because Raquel's been keeping me up to date with everything that's been going on in the clubhouse while I've been gone. And some things I found to be very interesting. And I'll address that all, but not before I go to Adam Pearce to get myself a qualifying match for Money in the Bank. Sister, let's go.
You got it. Good luck. Dije, vas a verlo. ¿Qué? Chismosa. Isn't it great to have Lynn back? Oh, it sure is. It's amazing. You gotta stop trying to eat her nuts.
The look of glee. The look of glee on Finn Balor's face tells me that Finn Balor purposely brought in Roxanne Perez to screw Dom over.
Did Liv say she has a Money in the Bank qualifier?
For us and for our better good of this country, we all say thank you.
No, she said she's going to talk to Adam Pearce about getting a Money in the Bank qualifier match.
Oh, okay.
So today is Memorial Day for those in the States. From one former military man to the United States Army, we do appreciate the things you guys have done. Keep fighting the good fight. That's all I can really say.
Yeah.
Because we Canadian soldiers, we used to actually look at the United States military as our fellow brothers in arms.
Right.
And I've talked to several guys who have served in the U.S. military, because I've had to go into Michigan to do my military training. I've met plenty of guys over there. And all I can say is just thank you for everything you guys do. I'll never actually forget the last time I spoke to some military guys. We were actually outside the military store that they have on the base there, which is basically, it's like a mini Walmart, we'll say, where you can go, you get your military gear and all that, yes, but you can also buy things for like your home. You can buy like a computer and all that kind of stuff, because most of those guys live on the base, right? And you can buy your groceries there and all that.
Right.
And I'll never forget when I was coming out of there after buying some snacks and stuff for my lunches, I was freaking out over these chocolate bars that they have called whatchamacallits, which is my favorite chocolate bar. They used to sell it here in Canada 30 odd years ago, but they stopped selling them.
Right.
So when I came out, I'm like, I can't believe they have this bar here. I didn't even think it was, I thought they can't stop selling it. The U.S. military guy is like, yeah, we've had those for like 50 odd years here. Where have you guys been? I'm like, oh, I serve up in Canada. We lost this candy bar 30 years ago or 20 years ago at the time.
Right. So again, we have Maxine and Tozawa, who's in the ring, but Maxine come out with a slightly different look, and she did give Tozawa a smack on the rear to get him in the ring. But it is time for, ladies and gentlemen, the unalivening here on Raw.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's going to be a complete squash, because I think we're going to see that that moment of where Tozawa just surprisingly beats up Rusev for a little bit, you know?
Yep. Yeah, he'll get in his little bit of offense, but
it's going to be the same kind of Tozawa match we have been seeing, where we get that hope spot where we think Tozawa's going to do it, and then boom, Rusev catches him, and that's it. Now, as I'm watching Rusev come to the ring, I keep thinking to myself, why is it not strange for me to be calling him Rusev again? But then I realized that even during his time in TNA, or I mean AEW, I was still calling him Rusev then.
right? And I know the entrance is a little bit smaller tonight, so it's a little bit weird that we didn't get to see him do his jump out, so to speak.
If I were him, I would do that taunt in the small arena, like in the small entranceway like this. I would do it when he gets in the ring. Do it in the center of the ring, you know?
Right. And Bobby pointing out that from our conversation a little bit ago that Mike Santana will be in action tomorrow on NXT.
Yep, he will be. I can't recall who he's taking on.
Tavion Heights.
That's going to be a great match then.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a great match. Wait, Tavion Heights is the
No quarter catch crew.
Okay, yep, with the fro, yep. Bobby also telling me thanks for your service. You're greatly appreciated, Bobby. Yeah, and see, there we go. Tozawa getting in that little bit. Oh, nope. Never mind. Rusev shoving him off. Sorry, go ahead.
You can say they're going to give Tozawa the hope spot to start the match.
Yeah, because he's throwing what he can. Oh, Rusev just took his head off.
Yes, he did.
We talked about big guys who've got speed. We talked about Bronson Reed. We talk about Braun Breaker, but we tend to forget just how speedy Rusev can be.
Right?
And to think of that, to forget about him, like Rusev's even considerably older than those gentlemen.
Right.
And this is going to be it here. That was basically like watching The Undertaker fight Barry Horowitz.
Right.
And I know that they have wrestled each other.
They have. It was a classic back in the day on Superstars.
Yep. Oh. Who's coming out? That's got to be Otis, I assume. Oh, Sheamus. Okay, this is former League of Nations members here about to duke it out. I can get behind this. Imagine they hug, though, and they form a tag team.
Right. I'd love to see it.
But I can get behind this 100%. These two gentlemen beating the snot out of each other. And I called them gentlemen and then saying beating the snot out of each other. They are not gentlemen in that sense.
They are not.
But as I pointed out, they are former stablemates.
They are.
They served together in the League of Nations. You know which international athlete from AEW I really want back in the WWE? Cesaro. I really want him back. I was watching some old Sheamus and Cesaro bits the other day from when they were at the bar, and I realized how much I actually missed that tag team.
Right? All right. Bobby coming in to echo wanting Cesaro back and saying Cesaro versus Bronson Reed would have been a good match. Oh, yes. Yes, it would have. Yes, Pete, you're right. That's why I didn't go to mute, and I'm actually not paying attention to the promo.
So those are two podcasters. They've got a couple shows on Netflix coming up, so that's why they were there. But one of them decided they were going to take a chop from Eric, and he's one guy I would not want to take a chop from.
Right? And it is now time for our triple threat tag team championship match.
Yeah, and we got Kofi Kingston channeling his inner Giant Gonzalez with his outfit.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And the funny thing is, when I mentioned the Undertaker Barry Horowitz thing, I was actually going to mention Giant Gonzalez Barry Horowitz because I know that they've also had a match too.
Yes, they have.
Well, Barry Horowitz had a match. Giant Gonzalez just stood around. Not knocking Jorge Gonzalez in any way. Giant Gonzalez's real name, but he was a fantastic person, but a terrible wrestler. May he rest in peace. Although the funny thing is, I don't know if you remember when Giant Gonzalez was in WCW.
Vaguely.
This was like before he went to the WWF.
Right.
He wasn't that bad there.
Right.
He was better than what he was in WWF.
Well, because unfortunately he did get saddled with having to have the risers in his boots in the WWF.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't help him.
You know, also like being a fucking giant of a man at like 8 feet tall.
Right.
It's difficult to move around with your knees at that point.
Yeah.
And here we go with the Creed brothers making their way to the ring. So basically, this is, I was going to say 2 matches in a row, but Tozawa just got murdered. So
Right.
2 full matches in a row that we're going to have somebody from American Made Wrestling.
Right. I do have the New Day retaining in this match. But I do think that in the end, the Creeds are going to come out as the true number 1 contenders.
Mm-hmm. I unfortunately think, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately because I'm actually enjoying the New Day's heel run. I do think that they take the win, but there's also a part of me that's ready to see the Creed brothers with the tag titles.
100%. I did make comparisons because you've got the old guard for the tag teams in the New Day. You've got the new guard in the War Raiders as they make their way to the ring. And then you've got the future in the Creeds. So,
yeah, and that's the other thing too, is I would be okay with the War Raiders taking the win because I kind of want the War Raiders to win the tag titles and get a decent like 3-4 month title run with it.
right.
There's also a part of me that wants to see these two, the War Raiders, form an alliance with Hank and Tank and have an 8-man tag against whomever.
I still cannot buy into Hank and Tank.
Give it time, dude. Give it time.
I've been giving it time since they formed.
6 months?
It's been a lot longer than that.
Yeah, but it's been only like the last 6 months that they've been doing something with them.
But even before that, I couldn't buy into them. So
No, PlayStation. I do not want to watch the show from the beginning. Speaking of PlayStation, guys, we got Sami Zayn and Jey Uso on the screen. But I just want to take this time to say tune in this Wednesday for the PlayStation Showcase. OMD and I have a very, very special episode lined up. I'm going to say that this match is going to be the end of the show.
Yeah, you'd have to think, because I know we'd sort of probably expected this match to end the show, but I think that Money in the Bank qualifier is just going to be huge.
Yeah, Bert Kreischer, that's the guy there. He's there mostly promoting his show Lucky on Netflix, and so is his buddy Tom Segura, who's also going to show Bad Thoughts on Netflix. And I kind of expected this match to devolve right into chaos right at the start, given the heat that all three of these teams currently have with one another.
I was anticipating more the, circle the wagons of the tag teams first, with, of course, American Made and the New Day teaming up to try and take out the War Raiders.
You know what spot I was thinking about that I completely miss, and I've seen this. They used to do this spot quite a bit in WCW in tag team triple threats or tag team fatal four ways. But the spot where they used to tag both members of the same team in just to watch them fight. We don't see that spot that often in these type of matches anymore.
No, we don't. And it's been a long time since we've seen it. Or in the triple threat match where you tag the two guys in because one can pin the other to keep the tag titles.
Yeah. But it was one of my favorite little spots. Like we've always, like I remember, for example, which one was it that I was watching the other day? It was Lex Luger and the Giant. They were tag teaming, and I think they were tag teaming against, I want to say it was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and I can't remember who the third team was, but they actually went up and tagged. Oh, it was Harlem Heat. It was Harlem Heat. They were working as a heel team at the time, and Lex Luger and the Giant, or Lex Luger went up and tagged in Stevie Ray because he was about to wrestle Booker T. And you see Lex backing off. He's like, I tagged Stevie Ray in. Now you guys got to fight. And there's that alliance you were talking about.
Yep.
Bobby Stat saying, hopefully we see Ivy Nile in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Hopefully we see Ivy Nile win that qualifying match. Who knows? That triple threat match that Liv Morgan is asking for could very well have Ivy Nile in it. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's also going to have Raquel Rodriguez in it.
Very, very good possibility.
I was going to say you could even put Roxanne, but Roxanne's already qualified. She doesn't need to be in it.
That's right. Roxanne, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss. And I believe, I can't remember who else is qualified for that. I think we get the final qualifier on SmackDown this Friday.
Mm-hmm. Or, yeah, Bobby Stat saying the return of Kiana James.
Yes.
Let me see who's all qualified right now for the Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank, not 2024, but 2025. Taking in place in Los Angeles. By the way, I like this year's Money in the Bank poster.
Right?
So on the women's side, it is Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, and the girl I think is going to take it, Julia.
Right.
Over on the men's side, it's only Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, and Penta. Well, obviously Penta, because Penta qualified tonight.
Right. We will get another qualifier tonight, and I believe I don't know if there's 2 more tomorrow on Friday or if we're going to get 1 more on Friday and then the last chance the night before.
Yeah, I can't remember what was announced for this coming SmackDown. But speaking of SmackDown, guys, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, SmackDown Security Detail. Tune in and check it out.
Yes. We have Jacob Fatu, Andrade, and who's the 4th?
The 3rd?
Yeah. All right. As we are getting ready to come back from commercial for the non-premium subscribers, we do have Eric struggling to get back to his corner.
Yeah, Bobby's saying it's mellow. And yeah, I do remember it being mellow.
Yep. And I was going to say Miz, to be honest.
Xavier Woods thinking he's Jeff Jarrett.
Or Ric Flair.
That looked more like Jeff Jarrett's type of strut. Ivar's just itching to get in there.
He is.
And Ivar just taking everybody down.
Yes, he is. Oh, wow. Brutal splash there from Ivar.
We talk about Chad Gable being a man on a mission. Ivar's a man on a mission right now, just taking everybody in his way out.
Right?
Oh, Ivar's going upstairs, and when he goes upstairs, everybody's got to look out.
Yep.
One thing I'm really liking about the way we're watching wrestling matches these days is the fact that we're not getting like people who have like, other than like what we saw with Rusev over Akira Tozawa, we're not getting like these matches where one person has like a distinct advantage throughout the whole match or anything of that nature.
Right.
We're actually seeing like moments where the matches get traded off between who and who, and it's very noticeable and very enjoyable.
It is. And what a superplex there from Julius Creed.
Elbow, and now Ivar's upstairs now. Yeah, that was kind of dumb there, Ivar.
Yeah.
Both Creed brothers were kind of like watching you make that pin.
The world's largest Uso splash.
But all 6 men down in some form or another. And we've got ourselves a run-in from one Mr. Christopher Parrish.
How we doing, brother? Good to see you. You're muted.
Yes, because I was choking on something. Yes, I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, I was going to say you're pulling an OMD, but I'm doing very well today, my friend.
No, I was pulling a Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Hello, Bobby.
This has just been one hell of a triple threat match.
It has. Ivar going, oh, wow, what a beautiful knee. And wow.
Well, Julius got hung up there.
Well, in their first defense since winning the titles, the New Day retained the titles.
And speaking of tag team champions, our women's tag team champions are together. Oh.
I would live accept a match that instead of perhaps a qualifying match.
She's going to Adam Pearce to ask about a qualifying match.
I know, but if she was going to have a match tonight, why not make sure that was a qualifying match?
Yeah.
I have to wonder if we see Logan Paul again in this segment.
I've got to wonder if Cody makes his presence felt too.
Right? And Gunther.
Gunther, yeah.
But no John Cena.
I don't think we'll see John Cena or Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
They're SmackDown.
Yeah, I think we'll see them on Friday.
Well, we need something to get that tag team match hyped for Money in the Bank. So Jey Uso will be that man to do it.
Right?
Yeah, and the thing is with John Cena, though, you do have those limited amount of dates left. I don't think you'll waste them on a tag team match on Money in the Bank. I don't think you have to either.
Right. And I believe he is scheduled for SmackDown this week, but I don't know.
Yes, he is.
So do we think in the next minute and a half anything is going to actually happen, or we're just going to get Jey Uso yeeting for another 90 seconds?
Jey Uso yeeting for another 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Grabs the microphone, but still about 45 seconds. So do we see somebody interrupt him before he goes to speak?
I know he's going to use the remaining 30 seconds to go back to yeeting. I think he realized he grabbed the mic a little too early.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm curious to when the end of the yeet will actually occur. Not that I'm tired of it right now, but I do see it no longer being a thing at some point.
Right. No, I'm with you there. It's just a matter of, when.
I think you got to turn Jay heel for that to end. And at this point, I don't know how you would do that.
Well, it'll definitely come after he loses the championship, and maybe he wants to get it back. He fails a few times. Other things happen. He gets frustrated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To the point where it just eats at him that he lost the World Heavyweight title, and he would do anything, including nefarious means, to get that championship back.
I'm going to give you an F on that pun because you kept going and then used the word nefarious on that one. I was like, okay, Mike, I was going to give it to you. And the relax general. I mean, ring general. Looks very relaxed wearing those clothes. It's a button-down shirt, but it has no buttons in it. What does Gunther have to say?
I believe he's just going to more or less remind Jey Uso just who's waiting for him after Money in the Bank.
Little bit of trepidation there in Jay for that upcoming match.
Well, I was going to say Jey Uso's fired up.
He is, but there was still that trepidation in his voice.
Is it trepidation, or is he just trying to find the words to tell people he doesn't care about their down look of him?
That's what I got, Parrish, was that he was trying to look for the wording, because he for the congratulations on 15 years with the Usos, yes, but at that same time, there was a lot of people that doubted Jey Uso and said he couldn't win the big one, and here he is with the big one and winning further big ones.
But I'm more like at the point where he's just sick and tired of, hey, for a second go around, Gunther is saying, you can't beat me. You have your hands full. Yada, yada, yada. It's like, shut up. You said this before. It didn't work. What makes you think it works again? It's a broken record at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gunther needs to have that trepidation because he is the one who tapped out. He is the one who lost. He is the one who gave up in his championship match at WrestleMania. I think what we're seeing from Jey Uso is a little bit of maybe trepidation in finding how to properly say this, because he takes the responsibility of being a champion and a people champion, a fighting champion, seriously. But Gunther, on the other hand, what was he fighting for? As he says, just himself.
So Liv Morgan making her way out for her match with Kairi Sane. This is going to be a heck of a match here.
Yes, it is. Do we see Raquel Rodriguez, of course, getting involved and Io coming out to make the save to result in a tag team match?
Well, it wouldn't be Liv Morgan or Raquel Rodriguez if Raquel didn't get involved in some way.
I think something I would do, this would be very interesting. Have Kairi come down. Have Kairi tell Io she's got this.
Mm-hmm.
Have a spot in this match where Raquel goes to help Liv. Referee catches her, throws Raquel out of the ring. Just when you think Liv is getting that quote unquote, what you said earlier, nefarious means over one, Kairi saying, that is when Io strikes and it helps Kairi get that win over Liv.
Okay.
I think it'd be such a great way to get them that mind game win, and then maybe we see Liv and Raquel be forced to say, we'll put the tag titles on the line against you two.
Right.
And maybe that could be your tag title match at Money in the Bank.
Right. Do we also see now with the introduction last week of Roxanne Perez as an asset to the Judgment Day get involved on Liv's behalf?
Potentially. I mean, if I was Roxanne, I'd probably want to do that just to get in the good books of Liv.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like she's doing a great job of getting in the good books of Liv so far.
Right.
Right.
As Kairi Sane's making her way out, we do not see Io.
We do not.
We do see somebody trying to steal her telescope, though.
I hope those are the chocolate dollars.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
And NHLer Patrick Maroon in the crowd, 3-time Stanley Cup champion with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yes, but he did not win all 3 titles with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
He did not.
He won one with the St. Louis Blues.
That's right, too.
Yes,
so-
and he did win 3 in a row, all with
Did.
different teams.
I thought he won 2 with Tampa. And then 1 with St. Louis.
No, because they made a big deal out of it because he was the first player in NHL history to win 3 consecutive championships on 3 different teams.
Yeah, Tampa went back to back after St. Louis won the cup. They did the 2020 and 2021, and
Yeah.
the ref's just not getting involved.
She's just letting Kyrie pummel on live there.
Looks like the officiating is letting everything go in the WWE just as much as they do in the NHL.
Right?
Oh.
Well, at least the referee's not like Aubrey Edwards, who seems to make the match about her.
It is very nice to have Liv Morgan back in the ring, Bobby.
Yeah.
It is.
It's also nice to see Kairi Sane back in singles action.
Yes, 2 weeks in a row. What a code breaker there from Liv Morgan.
Liv doing whatever she can to make sure that Kairi doesn't get back up.
Right?
You definitely notice that Liv takes her time now while being in the ring. She's not as sporadic as she used to be. Definitely one of the major signs of how she has not just matured but grown over the last few years.
100%.
Yeah, it's like she lets her moves, her maneuvers finally speak for themselves, allows them time to breathe before she moves into what she's going to do next.
Yeah.
Oh, that
What
was quite
a
a
spear from Kairi. Wow.
Yeah, Chad Gable just really does not do well against Penta in any way, does he?
No, he does not.
Yeah, he really didn't do too well for not, against Penta at all. I take it you haven't seen the finish to that match, eh, Parrish?
Oh, I have.
Okay. So you know Vikingo showed up and cost him the match.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I shouldn't
Yes,
say
Bobby?
Vikingo showed up because Chad attacked Vikingo, leading to Vikingo getting involved.
yes. I've seen the finish. I'm aware of what happened.
Bobby coming in and saying Kairi Sane would be a great contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I wholeheartedly agree, Bobby.
OMD, just so you know, there is a function now on StreamYard where we can show the comments on the stream. It actually shows on everyone watching as well. So we don't actually have to show the comments anymore if we have that on.
Force a habit.
I know.
Because I can see them there, but I can barely read it.
But you can read them off to the side.
Yes, I can read them off to the side.
Hey,
You are
he's
correct.
learning. Good. Let him be.
Yeah.
I'm just letting him know. It's actually a really nice function. It's kind of something you see a lot on Twitch streams and just
Right.
only Twitch streams. So now that StreamYard has added it, we're allowed to use it on every platform.
That was like a super code breaker.
Yes, it was. How did Kyrie get her shoulder up for that one?
Have you guys noticed that now Liv has that choke chain, just like Rhea used to have?
Yeah.
Yep. Learning how to do the backstabber from Carlito.
I think that was supposed to be an Alabama slam, but
I think so too.
obviously both women taking a tumble on that one. Well, and there's Roxanne Perez. Raquel taking exception to that, though. Wow.
I really hope Liv kind of gets mad at both.
Right?
That's what I'm leaning towards here. Roxanne's like it was all her.
I mean, what was a great match, bell to bell.
And you have to wonder if with the three girls here being Roxanne, Raquel, and Liv, would this shape up for Io to come back and then the surprise return of Asuka?
I'd have to think so. Because we're not too far off from the expected time that Asuka is to come back.
Well, and the thing is, too, the unknown is we don't know if there's been improvement on that time, recovery time. So we don't know if she's ahead of schedule, behind schedule, or spot on schedule.
Yeah, because all we were told was around SummerSlam, and we're getting close to it, you know?
And with June being Sunday,
Yeah.
we're 2 months away from SummerSlam.
But right now we're getting a video package promo for Mommy herself, Rhea Ripley.
Yes, one showcasing her involvement in that Money in the Bank ladder match and the brutality she plans to put her opponents through. What a very short clip of a video game.
Right?
No, I've noticed those 2K25 clips have only been Lyra Valkyria. But gentlemen, since we're in commercial break and I'm a very thirsty man, I will be right back.
I think this is a great time then to play the weekly calendar. So if you want to get to know more about the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, well, here's a little visual aid for everyone.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we got total non-stop action with Brace for Impact at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And to get more information about the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, please check out turnbucklestudios.org, where you have a chance to meet the team, where you have a chance to find out and watch their latest episodes of the shows that you just saw on said calendar. You also have a chance to contact Turnbuckle Studios direct to find out if Turnbuckle Affiliation Program is for you. So don't wait. Act now and check out turnbucklestudios.org.
So it is a good thing Mr. Best is not here because Vic Joseph just dropped a spoiler from last night.
Yeah. I mean, it's 24 hours after everything happened. It's on him for watching it now.
Yeah.
That's a rule. I mean, I did talk to him last night and I did not say anything, but
Right.
but also what we did see in that backstage segment with Chad Gable and American Made was AJ Styles actually getting a shot in on Chad Gable.
Yes.
And kind of telling Chad Gable to basically shut up. And
Yeah.
so
and reopening Gable's wound that he suffered at the hands of Vikingo earlier in the evening.
No, she's not hurt. She was probably just gassed. And yes, congratulations to the new TNA World Champion, Trick Williams.
Yes. It had to happen eventually, but what a surprise that was last night.
Now let's check. Liv is mad.
Just for further clarification, I haven't finished watching NXT.
Sorry?
Just for further clarification, I haven't finished watching NXT.
We know.
We know.
That's why I said it was a good thing you weren't there because Vic Joseph
I was here.
Then if you watch the show, it wasn't us, so don't get hot.
Mm-hmm.
as we get Lyra Valkyria coming out. And I would think this has to do with her issuing another challenge to Becky.
Yeah, especially with kind of that pinfall win she has in Backlash, as we saw. That was just 2 weeks ago. Becky Lynch did not take to kind of being one-upped by Lyra.
No, but we also did see Lyra get involved last Monday in the women's Money in the Bank qualifier here and cost Becky Lynch, allowing Roxanne to hit the Avalanche Pop Rocks on Natty.
It just shows that when Becky can't take a loss like a veteran and has to kind of react in that situation, then she brings that on herself. But because of that, we now know that Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria go one-on-one at Money in the Bank for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Yes.
Up the stakes, up the stakes. It's kind of nice to have somebody step up to Becky on the microphone.
That
What
is the fieriest promo I have ever heard from Lyra Valkyria. I love it.
I was gonna say, what a sparring of words between both women there.
This is definitely one of those feuds that is putting Lyra Valkyria in a completely different conversation. Something that we saw Liv Morgan with Rhea Ripley.
Mm.
That was loud.
What, my drink? Or
No, Karrion Kross. I didn't hear your drink because he was so.
we got New Day talking to Grayson Waller in the background again, too.
Yeah. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are on our screens best. You're looking at New Day?
Yeah. I'm just pointing at what I'm seeing, just as we're supposed to on the show.
Gotcha.
Excuse me.
Psycho Clown. What a name.
Right?
I gotta say, I like his look though.
Oh, who does that remind me of? They used to work. Used to be in TNA.
Crazy Steve?
Yeah,
Oh,
I love Crazy Steve. He's a little different now, but
not so crazy anymore.
I don't know. He's not in TNA anymore. I mean, just like everything else, got to evolve.
Right. Yep.
So right now it seems like we have the present versus the future in this ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
In Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley representing the present, and the future represented by Roxanne Perez and Julia. Whereas on the men's, it just seems like it's new blood. LA Knight, Solo, and Penta.
Right.
But that's about to change later on tonight.
That's about to change now.
Dun dun dun!
Yeah, so 30 seconds after I say it, it is later on that night.
And for the second time tonight, Seth Rollins has different colors on his Tron.
It's those little nuances about Seth Rollins that I really appreciate about him.
He probably makes the graphic people's nights hell. Although it's probably not difficult. You're just changing a couple colors, but
yeah, I'd have to think it's just going into whatever editing software they're using and just changing the color correction on it.
oh, I'm sure.
And for all we know, they could have just a list of preset colors to change it to.
Yeah.
And notice that on his Tron, it'll always be the colors that he's wearing, but then when they say burn it down, it goes to that fiery type color layout.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that happens every single time.
Now, the one thing I've got to wonder is when they're doing house shows, if they change the Titantron for Seth Rollins, depending on what he's wearing for that house show as well.
They're live events now.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
House shows don't exist no more.
No.
They've changed those too. So I will make an announcement. I will be joining the PLE Patrol for Money in the Bank.
Sweet deal.
Now, I will say, could this be the day we see a returning Roman Reigns?
I was thinking that earlier myself. Just because of what we saw. I do think Sammy is eating the pin in this match, but I do have Finn Balor going to Money in the Bank.
Well, and that's just why. Do we see Roman coming in and costing Seth?
Yeah, because see, when you listen to like Paul Heyman promos, he always drops like little hints, and in that promo earlier tonight, he did hint at Roman Reigns quite a bit.
He did.
Well, when you think about it, like, because you have Braun and you have Bronson,
Mhm.
so they come out. Okay, well, Jey Uso, CM Punk coming to be those guys. It's a triple threat match. There's no disqualification.
Mhm.
Right.
We could see Roman Reigns come in, hit a spear on Seth, or even just a Superman punch, then puts him in the corner, takes a haluva kick. Sami Zayn pins Seth Rollins 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Because, I mean, and we've still got the Judgment Day lurking for Finn. So, like I said, I firmly believe that, unfortunately, Sami eats the pin, but I think Finn Balor goes to Money in the Bank.
It's not bad odds, 80% of the time.
Right?
For the men, that is.
Yes.
I was trying to remember who the first person was to win the Money in the Bank twice and cash it in. Pretty sure it was Edge, correct?
Nope. It was CM Punk. Edge cashed it in twice.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But Mr. Anderson won the Money in the Bank.
Yes.
But then technically, didn't he pin Mr. Anderson to win the Money in the Bank?
He won the briefcase from it, but he never won the match.
Yeah.
Yeah. CM Punk was the first man to ever win 2 Money in the Banks and consecutively.
As he defeated Edge in the first one, Jeff Hardy in the second.
Yep. And I kind of knew this was going to start off like this because, as I pointed out earlier, Sammy's going to come into this match with a massive chip on his shoulder.
Yep.
Well, it's smart on Finn Balor there for just allowing that to go down and then pick your apart. And that's going to be one of his number one major things he has to do in order to get the advantage in this match.
Yeah, if I'm Finn Balor, I'm not doing what he's doing right now and running. I'm letting these two guys just brawl it out.
Yep.
And just picking my spot, as you had said, Parrish, to just capitalize on whatever I can.
Well, right now he kind of is, because he has separated Sami and Seth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now Seth has to come back. So this is his opportunity to wear Sami down. Now, yeah, could he have just let him go and fight? Sure, but Finn Balor would then still be maybe too fresh, and you do have to be a little bit in the game to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you, if you guys read our chat, you might find that comment as funny as I do. if you got happen to see what was said prior.
Ah, okay.
I love doing stuff like that. Also, one of my favorite things, if you read a text message like right now, but you knew you got it like 40 minutes ago and the situation has changed, I like answering it right then still, just to say I answered it. And it's like they're like, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
It happens to me all the time when OMD is going to message me before the PlayStation Showcase. He'll message me and say I'll be there in a few minutes, and then I won't see the notification until we're done the show.
Yeah.
Way to help out the communication line there, Best.
No, it's my phone. It's slow on getting notifications.
I enjoy it because I put my phone on silent. It's great.
Like I'll have read what OMD had said, and then but my phone will show me like after the show that it was there.
Well, if you read it, there's no excuse.
What, no excuse for my phone to show me the notification?
Well, if you already read the notification, why does it need to show it to you?
Because my phone is stupid like that.
You've already read it, though.
That's the app, actually, because like, I've had that happen with Messenger. I've like get a message, read it, and then it's like, oh, so-and-so sent 2 new messages. Yeah, I read those when they came through.
Even when I respond to somebody, I'll see the message like an hour later.
Well, it all depends if your notification on your phone actually reads out the message or just says notification or something. Are you going to sneeze there, OMB?
Nope. Is he trying to stifle a yawn?
Oh, okay. I was thinking you were going to fart. But good.
No.
Good.
I haven't eaten anything today too, fart, so.
Too much information. As we're back from commercial break now. Sami Zayn is one of the few guys that when he does that fury of punches from both hands, both of them actually look legit.
Yep.
Also, it's very awkward to punch with your other hand.
Jeez.
The whip Sami got was on. I don't know why, but he's like reminding me of like Cactus Jack right now.
Right?
It's weird. If Sami Zayn became a hardcore wrestler, he might be the one guy that is like the perfect hybrid of Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack. Yeah, Chainsaw Charlie. That's who I chose to say.
Yep. And here's the thing that I think about, because you brought up McFoley there. I think that if Sami Zayn were to ever win the World Heavyweight title, it could very well have that same emotional impact that happened when Foley won the title on the January 4th, 99 episode of Raw.
Yeah, I
100%.
just don't think Raw's going to get beat 83 weeks in a row prior to that from another company.
No.
I mean, they can't because they're not on cable, but
it would still have that emotional feeling, you know?
It would.
Well, and I think that's kind of what that Intercontinental Championship went through at WrestleMania 40 felt like.
Yeah, and the tag team title victory from the year before.
Yeah, it was more of a unified feeling that somebody can beat the Bloodline.
Mm-hmm. And that was also like emotional because it was him and Kevin Owens, two best friends who grew up in the business together, you know? For a second there, I thought that was a 3 count.
So did I.
Every time Finn looks for that reverse DDT, I almost think he's going for a dragon sleeper.
Right?
Oh, that was nicely done.
Yeah.
Who was screaming like Mankind in a cellar over there?
It was a boiler room.
Yeah, cellars are in boiler rooms.
Huh.
Unless it's a wine cellar. Then we're talking different. Oh. Well, Sami Zayn is smart getting to the ropes.
Yep.
And that pinning him would be negated as his foot is under the bottom rope.
Just the way he took that kick.
Oh, it's like, that was like perfect with Cole trying to say he's just trying to get back up and get back in the ring. And then as soon as he does, kick. Right in the chin. That's a weird thing to say right before you go back to.
Right.
That's me.
I kind of missed what he said there.
Rewind it. I'm not going to repeat that on stream.
Right? Me neither.
I'm not that cut yet. Why does it seem like Finn is just wrestling in like custom made sneakers and like custom made sweatpants?
Right?
And then I'm super jealous.
Well, because you are super jealous.
That's true. Break it up. Da-na-na-na. Man, that's a lot of advertisements on the canvas now. There's one Prime. That's the funny part.
Jesus.
Somebody's TV is up a little too loud.
Well, I don't even have volume on my TV, so
Yeah, my TV's at 0.
Mine's muted.
just give me a blue thunder bomb. Come on. Yay!
There you go.
He does it so well.
So based on how these men are going, I feel like they're going to go right to the wire here.
Oh, yeah. Do we get, if they're coming out, do we get Braun and Bronson coming out together or separately to sort of space it out?
I'll do it together to make it look that they're going to isolate the opponents, and then
And Finn Balor with a sense of urgency there, trying to get up that turnbuckle. Wow.
Right?
Right? Together.
Yep.
It's in the intro. Then, now, forever. Together.
Oh, and there's Jay. And Jay having a one-man super kick party.
Right?
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Well, nobody had Dom costing Finn the match on this one.
No, we didn't.
This just further stirs the pot between Finn and Dom now.
You think now Dom would learn to slide the chair towards someone?
Right?
Mm-hmm. And now Seth directing traffic right now. Oh.
Put my beer down because CM Punk's here. Just kidding.
Yeah, but he's not going to be coming down the aisle, I bet.
No, he's not. He's coming through the crowd.
Yeah, there he is.
Go to sleep. Compliments of CM Punk. Call 911. We got a hit and run. CM Punk is guilty as charged.
I was going to say, much like his win at Money in the Bank in 2011, he's taken off through the crowd.
Yep.
Dude, the blowing of the kiss.
But, dude, that was a fiery episode of Raw.
It was.
I can only wonder what the dark match is after.
Right?
Like, what do you think about these Raws? And they're just like, they go off on such this and hot cliffhanger, and you're just like, oh, I gotta make sure you're here next week. You're just like, if there's a dark match, it must be good.
Yeah,
right.
What would it be? You can't just give them like Otis and Tozawa in a tag match. No, nothing against them, but like, it has to be something. But
I tend to think it's probably going to be involved. If they were to do that, it's probably involving any of the men that's already at ringside at this point. Maybe that's
that
basically all I can think of.
Dom,
was
who's
in
in
their
his
gear.
gear.
Except for
I know.
Jey Uso.
Dom was in his gear.
Maybe Jay against Dom then.
Title for title.
Got it. But I mean,
But
like,
all in all, that was a fantastic episode.
and I like that we finally got Liv Morgan back. So now the women's tag team titles are being represented again. It wasn't like represented in a match, but they're on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now we could start kind of focusing on, okay, are they going to do something going forward with that? We got both Intercontinental Championships kind of there. The question is, what is Dom going to be doing next with his Intercontinental Championship?
Mm-hmm.
We saw AJ Styles and Chad Gable kind of get into a little segment backstage. That was during the commercial. That was kind of nice to see.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I could only say that I wish that we did see in Liv's absence was a sort of building of possible contenders for the women's tag team titles. And I know we've got a lot of focus on the women's Money in the Bank going on right now, but I think you can divert some of that attention to the women's tag titles as well.
Well, and you're starting to see the seeds of maybe Naomi and Nia coming together.
Yeah.
So I think we are seeing that. Like, let's be honest. There's not a lot of tag teams on the women's side. There has to be some, moving parts, and yes, that does help or doesn't help the cause when you have releases that kind of have them up. But that's the sad reality of what went down. So I'm the only thing I'd like to see is a little bit more of the women's tag titles in NXT.
Yeah.
You got such a deep division in NXT. It got such a huge depth with like Zarya and Sol Ruka right there. That would be a great tag match to main event an episode. Hell, even bring them up to Raw. Zarya and Sol Ruka showcase on Raw for once. Maybe that'd be a great way to have them win the tag titles at some point.
I mean, they did that with Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend when they were going after the tag titles. They brought them to the main roster to do their thing.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't win, but like to me, like it's also a great platform to kind of just say, hey, okay, yeah, let's see how these NXT talents fare on an opportunity on a Raw or a SmackDown, and see if the crowd reacts well. Like,
right.
And I can't see why they wouldn't react well to somebody who is as powerful as Zarya and as athletic as Sol Ruka. So, I mean, that would be my team to pick.
Yeah.
But
I mean, talk about the athleticism of Sol Ruka. She was impressive in that match against Kalani Jordan.
I mean, Kalani Jordan was also very impressive in that match too. I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very easy to be captivated by Sol Ruka, especially with that Soul Snatcher finisher that she has. But Kalani Jordan definitely showcased very well last night.
Yeah.
But OMD, I'm going to turn it to you. What was your highlight of tonight's episode, and what would you like? What's your best takeaway, and where can everybody find you next?
My best takeaway, I think I've got to go with that Lyra Valkyria promo against Becky Lynch. That, for me, was what made the show. That main event was fantastic. But people, if you're looking for me, check out my link tree, linktr.ee/OMD show.
And where can the people find you next?
Tomorrow night with Chris Best and potentially Karl Karufel on Turnbuckle Talk at 8:05 Eastern.
Awesome. Yes. Where can people find you, and what was your best takeaway of tonight's show, and what's something that you really enjoyed?
Tonight, once I clear my throat, tonight, I would have to say it was that triple threat match. The triple threat tag team title match, I should say. There was 3 triple threat matches tonight. But that triple threat tag team title match, we came in, I mean, OMD and I had said, of course, New Day's going to retain. But there were moments in that match where I'm like, maybe the New Day isn't going to retain. And it made me want to see those 3 teams more. And I can't wait to see them, the 3 of them fight, those 3 teams fight again. So if you guys want to find me at my link tree, it's linktr.ee/Chris_best83. Look for me alongside OMD tomorrow, 8:05 Eastern for Turnbuckle Talk. But be sure to tune in Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern for the PlayStation Showcase. We've got a very, very special episode lined up.
Awesome.
On to you, Mr. Parrish.
Yeah, I think my takeaway is just the qualifiers. Obviously, those are definitely the hot topic right now. We are leading up to Money in the Bank, but I'm going to focus on Penta being the one that qualified tonight. We saw him, Dragon Lee, and Chad Gable, which fantastic match. Every one of those competitors just has the ability to kind of steal the show at ease. I think Dragon Lee gets looked just slept on so much, but his capability and what he is capable of doing is just next level. But Penta is that next superstar in my eyes on Raw, and he is somebody that is going to absolutely transcend the difference between Lucha Libre and what we see in North America. And because of that, I think he is the right person to not have just qualified, but I'd even go one step further of saying, how about we have Penta in the bank and have him go? Because what a shakeup that would be, especially if he won and challenged, I don't know, a world champion at Worlds Collide. That might be, actually can't do that because it's after, but maybe if they do something next, like a Triple Mania or something like that, or like something down the road and you do something in Mexico, I think that could be really fun to watch. But I mean, you guys see it right under my name. You see it ticking below. You got the link tree. You can check out all that. You can check out all my socials. You can check me out every Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is a very special one this week, episode 79, because I sit down with Netflix star from the show Wrestlers, Hollywood Haley J, and we talk about a great deal amount of things. What was her experiences like on that show, where she is, how motherhood has translated into her wrestling career, plus much more. So make sure you're checking that out. And then for everyone who joined me last night for the watch party, I appreciate that. It was a historic and fun night. So yeah, that is where you can find me. That is what I enjoyed. Best, back to you.
Yeah. OMD. What are those famous words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.